Back to chapter 8, the introduction. Electrical power is generated, transmitted, and distributed in three phases. And so what we're looking at here, of course, is what we see every day as we uh, drive around are these ugly power poles with transformers and the wires connected and so forth and so on. And what we're seeing there, and maybe we've never really thought of this before, but we ought to be able to think of this, is when we're looking at that power pole, it's a three-phase power pole. And most of them will sort of have the same fundamental construction, where you'll have a hot one, hot two, hot three. Those are the three separate phases of electricity. Now, what we're going to find out is that this phase is 120 degrees out of phase with this phase, which is 120 degrees out of this phase. Now, we'll build ourselves into that. And then beyond that, down beneath that, here's a fuse. And we'll hopefully, well, not so much in this class, but in power systems, we talk about how that fuse operates. And a lot of the fuses today are called reclosers. And sometimes maybe you've noticed when the power briefly goes out for a few seconds, then it comes back on. What you're actually seeing is that there's some surge on a phase of the power, and the recloser or fuse will temporarily open. And if that fault is cleared from that line, it attempts to close and reestablish the system. If the fault stays on the line, it will make that attempt. It will see that it's still there, and it will remain open, and so forth and so on. So that's why you see that, or experience that time where it, briefly goes off but comes back on. And then you're sitting there going like, please come on, and hopefully it does. But that's what's going on with that. And then underneath that are, three transformers that are each associated with each phase. Then there are insulators. There's also a neutral that each hot is based off of. So here we have a neutral and then three hot, what they call drop wires, which are going to some establishment. Now, what's going on with that is that, even, we're sitting here talking about three phase, eventually at a residence or whatever, we're looking at a single phase of this three-phase system. Why three phase? Well, let's look at some ideas here why we're dealing primarily with three-phase electricity.